So this is my 1.6 HDI Peugeot partner engine, 2007 M59 reg, roughly about 103,000 miles, and this is one of those oil catch can updates. I have two actually, not a single one. Has this made the things better, this second oil catch can, and can I actually improve on that one? What's in the pipes? Is there any more oil going towards the intercooler, or has it subsided? Stay tuned. I installed a second oil catch can, this cheap oil catch can, so you can see my video of comparison of three different oil catch cans, and that's why I chose this cheap one. And it's actually has been alright. I mean, I don't think it performs that well. I'll show you what I think about it, but this one, the efficiency is not that amazing. Still there is quite good efficiency, but it's not really that great. So I stuck on pretty much everything. So I'll take first the turbo side just to see the air intake, just to see what's inside. Okay, so if you have seen my other videos, there was a lot of oil. I'm not showing it yet. There was a lot of oil inside coming before putting two oil catch cans. So this time, if I put my finger inside, there is only very slightly oily, but not too bad. I mean, you can see it, right? So there is this oil, but this is actually this particular one. So this is from the previous one. I couldn't really wash it that well, and there hasn't been any new. Oil, so this is really fairly old oil, and just a few specks here and there. So there has been passing oil with the two oil catch cans, but it's not really as bad. So two oil catch can work a lot better. This is just an old oil. From that side, I mean, there is really nothing. It's pretty clean. I mean, if you can see down there, also not really passing too much. So let's see. So this is the oil catch can that comes in. Let's see if that has any oil, because it somehow collects oil on that side, and I can see I cleaned it before installing the two oil catch cans, and yeah, there has been a bit of oil passing even with two oil catch cans. Yeah, my finger gets a bit oily. So because there's it's rubber and connects to a metal, so whenever it sees this differential, they have differential temperature and kind of concentrates there. So there is a bit, yeah, there is a bit. So it's still passing a bit of oil. Let me see. That connects to that one. That's the return from the oil catch can. Let's see how this looks like, but I don't suspect that will look any different. I mean, you cannot quite see it, but it's pretty clean, but basically goes through here, and somehow it concentrates about here. So the other thing, it's I mean, just looking in the turbo, I hope it really can be seen. If it can be seen, but it's completely clean. It's really clean. I mean, previously I had a bit of oil around the propellers, but this time it's really clean. There is absolutely nothing. Well, there probably is a bit, but it's not really, it's only slightly, but it's not really that bad. So what this really suggests is that this works alright. I mean, whatever efficiency it is, but the second oil catch can actually adds to this a bit. I mean, filters a bit more. I mean, I'll open it now just to see if it has gathered anything. I've opened it before. I don't think it gathers much. It's just around here and there. But even with these two, it's still passing a bit of oil to the intercooler. So I'll open that pipe as well, just to see how much oil is there from the turbo to the intercooler. But it's still a bit of oil get passed on. So let me remove that oil catch can. I mean, it's I have a stupid bracket, but it works kind of alright, and it's really difficult generally to open that oil catch can. Let me undo this. It's a bit on, it gathers a bit of oil here on that side. I'll talk about this one. Let me open it, it's a bit difficult to open. So, I mean, that's what's inside. I mean, I have a, there is a bit, let me shine. There is a bit of a water and maybe a bit of oil, but it's nothing really, nothing. It has collected a bit of additional oil, kind of oily water. I can feel that's a bit, yeah, I mean, it's got a bit of oil, so it collects a bit, potentially a bit more. But looking at that, so this is the input. The air comes from here, goes out from there. I mean, you can kind of see that there is quite a bit of oil around here, so it kind of condenses first where it comes. There is quite a bit of oil on my finger, and this is really quite oily where it comes out. So let me open that one. Yeah, I mean, you can see there is, I don't have a finger that is not oily yet, but if I smear here, you can see how there is, it does condense the oil that gets passed from the cheap Manchumel. So this is not really that efficient. I mean, I knew it's not extremely efficient, but I'm working on how to compare the original and do a proper semi-scientific study of how to compare them. So I mean, for this pipe, so it kind of works. So it has reduced my the cold startup, the blue smoke that comes out has reduced it. This second one has reduced it substantially. I mean, this is how it looks like, how it looked like before. So this is an example. So you see there is a substantial puff of smoke, and this is what is now. It has been, I've recorded quite several times, but this is how it looks now. With the 2 oil catch can, you see there is a substantial reduction. It's only a whiff of a blue smoke. It's not really that bad at all, but it's still this oil that passes from the Manchumel and passes from that one, goes to the intake. It still produces this this slightly blue smoke on cold startup. So if I look at that one, just to take it out, let me see if anything can be seen there. I mean, that's pretty clean. I mean, it cannot really be, I mean, the vapor goes, it doesn't really, probably there is a bit here, but it doesn't really stay there or condenses here, because the all vapor goes to the oil catch can. So I'll remove that one to see. It probably will have a bit of oil in there, even though it's sloped downwards, so it kind of, but it's still, because here is quite hot and here kind of cools down, so it kind of condenses around here. So I'll see how much has collected here. So one piece of advice: take this, if you have similar, take this off and basically clean it. The problem with that oil catch can, I think it's not that efficient. Let me slightly close it up. It's not that efficient because it generally, by the vacuum pump, by the turbo, and above the radiator is just basically, I've put it down here, so it's really warm, and I'm really surprised that it actually does anything, that it has collected a bit of oil. The best case scenario will be somewhere there, but I'll have to see if I can do some, put it somewhere here and do some fairly kind of twisting some pipes, because here it's colder than here, so that will be one of the reasons why this doesn't work so well. I mean, there isn't much space around this engine, so I have to see what I'll do about that. So let me take that one. Oops, it's quite a bit of oil around here. I mean, you can see it. So yeah, it is quite a bit oily inside. Let me. Well, it hasn't gathered. Well, you can't really quite see it, but it hasn't gathered that much oil inside, but it is quite oily. I mean, if I you see, if I put my finger aside, it's really quite a bit of oil. So I mean, this actually works fairly well as an oil catch can in itself, rather than an additional one. So I'll slacken the bolt here, I'll remove the bolt, and I'll slacken that one, so I'll undo the sleeve to the intercooler. Finally. And then this unplugs upwards and kind of swings. So let me take it out. I have to say it's not too bad. That's why there is only a bit of oil, there is a bit of oil, but it's not really too bad. That's why there is just a bit of a, I mean, there is not really that much oil around here. That's why it's a bit of just a whiff of blue smoke rather than as before full fat. I mean, there is a bit of oil on the, I mean, you can see there is a bit of oil around there. I mean, that always collects there is the first port of kind of call. The other thing is, I mean, you can probably see, so hopefully you can see, let me potentially shine it. So you can see there is a bit of oil in there in the pipe to the intercooler. So that particular oil gives this. So this one and that one, of course, give the particular slightly faint blue smoke on startup. So basically the two oil catch cans are just passing really a bit of oil. So the two oil catch cans kind of really do very good job. I mean, before it was like puff of smoke and it was going around everywhere, like a huge whiff of blue smoke, and the whole neighborhood can kind of see it. Now it's very faint whiff of smoke. So this is really filtering oil. But it's not good enough. But these two are just not good enough. So what I'm thinking, I bit the bullet and bought the original, or kind of won it on eBay, kind of the original Mann-Hummel. So I have to remove that. That's not really needed. I'll do the same cap as this one. But I can have to say the plastic is really kind of much harder plastic, and it seems much better quality. That I have to say, it's better quality. The cap is nice. I mean, it's exactly the same. So this is with a paper element inside. Is pretty much the same as the other one. You can check out my other videos. So what I'm thinking before implementing this semi-scientific test to see how efficient these are, or two oil catch cans, to have the two oil catch cans but substitute that one with the original Mann-Hummel, and then I'll drive it for a while and see how much in these pipes, if the whiff of blue smoke has reduced. So it will suggest that's a lot more efficient than that one, and then I'll eat my words that nobody has shown how efficient they are. Everybody says these are extremely efficient, the original is extremely efficient. Well, I'll probably have to test that one and see how efficient really is. But that's the next phase. I'll put this on, drive quite a bit, and I'll see how the blue smoke is there. So I'll have another update on that one. But that's the current state of my 1.6 HDI oil catch can setup. Hopefully that is useful to someone, and I'll have a lot more updates. I'll really have a really good videos of comparison, how efficient these are, and proper efficiency, like percent efficient. But I have to, I'm working on that at the moment. So thank you very much indeed for watching. Hopefully that is useful to someone. Subscribe, comment if you have any comments, let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much indeed.